Okay, shall we get started? So, hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's been over 6 months or so since I've uploaded my last video. Probably because I do ACCA exams and also I work and I do other activities on the side as well. So I don't really get that time to edit my vlogs. I do have a lot of travel footage, and I said, okay, when this whole lockdown thing happened, I would be able to do it. But it's been challenging. The reason I'm doing this video, as you can see from the title, I uploaded something on Instagram, and ooh, birds, hello. So I uploaded something on Instagram the other day, and it was regarding my 28 days summer stretch challenge by Ting. So I have been working out since the lockdown, and I have kind of been doing a lot of research regarding PCOS, regarding thyroid, and finding like recipes and stuff like that. Before the lockdown, I didn't really have much knowledge in terms of my diet, and I'm still learning. Don't get me wrong, but I felt like I was a bit more careless before, but I'm kind of more strict now with what I eat. Yeah, I have my cheat days, I have a glass of wine, and it's okay. Don't worry. Take a chill pill. We're just people. We are human. Um, and if you like, I have my notebook here, and I have wrote down all the questions that I received from my Instagram post that I did, Instagram story. So I just want to say thank you so much for sending me all the questions, and I really hope that this video can help you in some way. Just to bear in mind that all our bodies are different. Like my body would be different compared to yours. So please don't take this that this is it, this is what I want to follow. Do your own research, but this could be just like I'm just sharing my own experience. Like I have tried a lot. Let's just say I've tried a lot of workouts. I've tried, giving up dairy completely. I have tried the metformin medicine, and I've tried the Dyne, which is like a contraceptive pills medicine. I'm sure you PCOS girls would know about it. If you don't know about it, really, just go and check with your doctor. And I want to share you my journey, like how I was diagnosed and what I know about it so far. So I have my notebook, as I said. I have written down. So if I'm looking down, I'm looking at my notebook, and I've been a bit more organized. I've kind of wrote down my questions, and I wrote down some bits that I want to discuss with you guys. So what is PCOS? So PCOS is polycystic ovary syndrome, right? So what is that? We would have a hormonal imbalance, and nobody knows how it happens. They say that every 1 in 5 girls would have it. Nowadays, I think like at least 3 to 4 girls out of 10 would have it, and it's quite normal. It's very normal to have PCOS, so please don't panic. I know back in the day, not a lot of people even knew about it. Forget about it, and nobody talked about it. It was just like, oh, she hasn't gotten her period. Oh, she could be pregnant. Mate, I was 14 years old. How could I be pregnant? I was not even in a relationship by that time. Anyways, in the last 2-3 years, I have noticed a lot of people talk about PCOS. Definitely feel that awareness should be there, and I'm so glad to YouTube. Thank you for that we have YouTube. There has been so many videos about it, and you kind of have to be careful also what you read on internet. Because some things could be just like, what? For example, I'll tell you one thing. I'm not sure, but it definitely didn't work for me. I saw one of the YouTube videos, and it said do the butterfly pose for like 2-3 minutes every day, and that will help to regulate your period. And then there were certain exercises. I tried that, mate. It did not work for me. Okay, what PCOS? Back to PCOS. You can see how nervous I am. Sorry guys if I blabber, but I really want to like try and do this video, and I said I wanted to get it out in 2-3 days after my stories because I didn't want you guys to wait for a long time, and I gave you guys hope that, oh my gosh, Dimple will do a video and share the journey, and she hasn't done it for a month. So I didn't want it to do that because I made a promise to you all, so I'm going to try and fulfill my promise. So okay, it's okay. Okay, so as I said, it is quite normal to have PCOS, so don't panic. What happens is, like, we would have people, like girls with PCOS, they have an insulin spikes. So we have insulin spike in our body, and hence our hormones are all over the place. Hence, we suffer from the moodiness and the hair growth, the anxiety, the stress levels, everything, the weight gain, all of it. And obviously, and the irregular period, of course. There's a male hormone called androgens, yeah, something like that. They are higher in our body, and hence the reason why we have all the symptoms, and we have low metabolism, so we don't burn fat that faster. I'm not very good at explaining. Like, I think BeerBiceps Runway from BeerBiceps, he has explained it very well. So I'm going to leave his video down below. I think it's 2-3 years old, but check it out. So I'm going to start my journey. I would definitely say that this video is going to be a very long video. So please, please get a cup of tea or whatever, or maybe you can watch it while you're doing exercise. I don't know, but something to keep you entertained, because I'm just going to blab and blab and blab. So my journey with PCOS. So I first got on my period when I was 13 years old. This is two years after my mom passed away, and I didn't really have, like, you know, normally a daughter would have her mother to guide her, you know, everything. I had my aunt and my cousin who kind of told me what to do, blah blah blah. And after a year, obviously, I moved to UK. When I came to London, it was hard. I couldn't really talk to anyone about what was going on. And I remember going to my doctor, like my GP here, and basically said, I haven't been on my periods and I don't know what's happening. And he's like, have you been stressed? Blah, blah, blah. I was going through a lot of stress, but at the age of 14, I didn't understand the word stress. Okay. This is, guys, 2003 I'm talking about. The doctor is like, oh, have you been involved in any relationship? And I was like, mate, I'm 14. Mate, I don't even have a boyfriend. And anyway, so all of that. And I said, no. He's like, oh, don't worry, it will regulate eventually. This is what he told me, okay? I was like, okay, fine. At the age of 18, I went back to India, and I didn't get it tested then as well because I was really there for a short period of time. I started working, and I just thought that because emotionally I went through a lot, maybe that's why I wasn't getting on my periods regularly or whatever. I couldn't really talk to my brother or my dad about this. So I just kept my mouth shut, basically. And when I came to UK, coming back to UK, I was living by myself with a bunch of other students as well. And at that time I was like, something, you know, is wrong. Maybe I should go to a doctor again and, you know, find out what exactly it is. So she told me to go for a scan, and I went for the scan, I went for the blood test, and that's how they diagnosed that I have PCOS, PCOS. And very funnily, she had to look into the textbook for another thing that I have, which is called a dermoid cyst. And dermoid is a very tiny, in my case, I have very tiny dermoid cyst, so it doesn't have to be operated. First time when I was diagnosed, I was 19. And then obviously every 6 months they had to monitor the cyst that I have, another cyst called dermoid cyst. So every 6 months I need to go for a scan. It didn't really happen every 6 months because NHS, you are great. Thank you so much for all you have done during this horrible time. But at that time I really struggled. Like, I wasn't getting the right support that I needed, and I had no one to go to. like literally. And at that time, I don't think there was anything out there. I don't know if there was even a YouTube video about PCOS or anything like that. So I went to university, and at university, obviously, you have your you have to register with a local, with your university surgery, like a GP surgery, doctor surgery. So I registered there, and obviously you have to write down if you have any pre-existing condition, and I said I have PCOS. So again, they did my blood test, and they sent me to a scan, and that's when every 6 months I was going for a scan and see a gynecologist, and he basically said that metformin will help you control your insulin and it will help you with your hair growth. I was like, okay, maybe. And then they put me on a Dinet, which is like a contraceptive pill. And when I started taking that medication, yes, it helped me. Yes, it regulated my period. But when my mom had high blood pressure, my dad has diabetes, and all of that. So they're like, oh my gosh, you're at risk to stroke. I was like, thanks. Maybe that's why I was having all those migraines, guys, because I complain about having headaches all the time. I was having migraine, and then they put me on a lower dosage of a contraceptive pill, which they said that will help as well. So I started taking that, and it did, but my period was like 3 days. And I moved back to Hatfield. I moved back to another town. That's when I kind of stopped my medication. And again, things started to mess up, as they do. And I put on even more weight. I was craving more sweets. And I'm never really a sweet fan. Like, I don't eat Indian sweets all the time, or like, have chocolates all the time, or have pizzas all the time. I was never that sort of person, but it just seemed like every time I had those things, it just made me crave even more. And I didn't know like how to control this diet, and I was living, in rent places, and it's a different story when you are renting out. And I was having late dinners, and because I was working part-time, or once I got a full-time job, I was actually traveling 2 hours like each way. So you can imagine, by the time I got home, it was around 8 o'clock, and then you cook food, eat, and then you go to sleep, because the next day you have to wake up early and travel. But anyway, all this, and then I started with my medication again, because I was suffering. I was suffering so badly, so I kind of started the medication again. I went for the blood test and my scan again, and they said my dermal cyst is not growing, so I don't have to worry about it much, but they put me back on the meds again. The reason I was getting worried is because when I was at university, I met this girl, so we used to work together, and she came to work one day and she was having really bad stomach. She was admitted to the hospital the same night, and the doc had to operate her, and they said that her cyst bursted. Her cyst must have grown so big that it just burst, and that's why she was operated. And she didn't even know that she had this cyst. So that's why I got really worried. But they said mine's really tiny, so I don't have to worry about it. Only if it grows, then yeah, they will do something about it. So I said, okay, that's fine. Anyway, back forth from Hatfield, I moved again. So I moved to London. Hatfield is in Hertfordshire, so it's outside of London. So I moved to London because I was traveling so much. My job was in London. After I got married, I was a bit fed up with my hair growth problem. And what was happening, I had ingrowns, and they were so bad in my leg. Like, I would like you like to peel things off, like with like little peels. That's what I was doing, and it's so bad because obviously it gets even worse, right? So my legs were bad. I would at least spend £60 to £70 every 3 weeks on my freaking waxing. Like, it was getting crazy. I'm like, why am I spending so much money? Blah, blah, blah. And at that time, I think that I know laser is going to be expensive. Just let me go and find out about it. So I went to Kolas in UK. Like, they have a lot of branches in UK. And I went to the one which was near my in-law. So I went for it, and she told me, she did a patch test, and it didn't react to anything. And Kolas has the laser that I do, I forgot the name for it, but it works for Asian hair. And it was an expense, don't get me wrong, it was a very expensive. Like, I paid £2,000 for 12 body sessions and 10 face, full body. But it was an investment that I did to myself, because I was spending 60 to 70 pounds every freaking 3 weeks. So guys, you can work out, you can do the math. I was spending a lot more money, and I just had to go for this treatment once a month for a start, and then it would go like once in 6 months after like 6 sessions or so. And so I made that investment, and it was the best decision I ever made, because within 3 treatments or so, my ingrowns were gone, like completely gone. And my hair became a bit more finer, like, it wasn't like those hard hair coming through. My, like, everywhere the hair growth reduced a lot, even on my face. My face still needs it, but it's not as bad as it used to be before. And my legs and my hands, like my rest of the part of the body, I just go once in 6 months for it now. So I'm still using those sessions. So I bought those sessions in 2016. So it's been 4 years, right? And I got like 1 or 2 left. So it's amazing, right? Like, it's good. I think if you make that investment, if you can, then I would definitely recommend it. I met my homeopathy doctor through a Buddhist member, so I practice Buddhism. So I met, she told me about him because I was going through. Okay, ice cream man, let you go. But he is definitely a blessing to me. I am so grateful to him. Like, he knew exactly what was happening with my body. I had 2 hours consultation with him. So he not only like diagnosed your hormonal issues, emotional issues, like my anxiety. He's like my counselor slash my therapist, you call it, slash my doctor. And since I started taking his medication, things got better. Everything was okay. Because it was quite far, I wasn't going regularly. And I met with a car accident. After that, we didn't have a car. So I was like completely, so for 1 year or so, I didn't have his medication at all. So come, let's say 2018, halfway 2018, I kind of stopped his medication. And the whole of 2019, I didn't really have his meds. And I was getting on my periods, but it was happening 1.5 month, 1 month, 10 days, all of that. I went for my scan and they said I don't have PCOS, which was a bit strange to me. As I said, doctors here, guys. So on my first scan, they said I don't have it, but they could see that I have the dermoid cyst, which still existed, which is fine. And they said we can put you on metformin again if you want for your insulin spike. And I said, let me think about it. This is what I said. So this was towards the end of 2019. And since the lockdown happened, so April, March. So March, I think I got on my period. Then I didn't get on my period for 2.5 months. And that's when I panicked because I started working out, okay? I went all out with clothing workouts. I'm like, yeah, maybe it's because I'm not walking, not enough exercise. Maybe that's why it's not happening. So I went all out with my workouts and, I was stressing to the max. My anxiety levels were very high. Like, I was crying every other minute. And then it was really bad. And poor husband has to go through all this. Like, he had to go through all my emotional disasters and all my moodiness. And I'm like, this is not done. Like, somehow, I don't know, as I said, he's a blessing to me. He normally sends out like a broadcast message, and he was sending out a broadcast message about like telephone appointments because of the lockdown and everything. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to contact him again. So I contacted him, and he did my phone consultation, and he knew it straight away, guys. He's like, your thyroid levels are gone now. and obviously your PCOS is also not helping you, so I'm going to send you a medication. I was like, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I said, I'm not losing weight because of my thyroid issues. I was not losing weight even though I was working out. So I started taking his medication, and within a week, guys, within a week, I got on my period after like 2.5 months. I was like, finally, finally, finally. Um, I was really happy. Like, I think with us PCOS girls, like whenever we get on a period, we're like, yes, finally. I've been taking his medications, and that's when I started losing weight as well, because my diet was in much more control than it used to be back in the day. I've cut down like on rotis, on maida, like on plain flour and cakes and blah blah blah. I have it occasionally, but not like how I used to have it before. I mean, cheese and all, I don't eat cheese, paneer, like I don't eat any of that. With my milk intake, I was a bit concerned about my milk intake because I only have chai. I need my Indian tea in the morning. That's my one thing. And I remember she had another blogger, like she had a live with a cinnamon kitchen girl. I forgot her name. Sanya. Anyway, so she basically, I asked her, and then she's like, don't be hard on yourself. It's like, relax, it's okay. Don't, because I was like, oh, I feel bad because I'm still having dairy. And she's like, no, don't stress about it too much. It's completely okay. And that's when I was like, you know what? I will enjoy my 1 cup of tea a day. But then throughout the day, I don't take another tea or coffee until unless I really want to. Otherwise, I don't. The sugar, obviously, I've been eating brown sugar. I try and avoid white sugar as much as I can. Um, I'm not perfect, guys. Like, I'm trying, but, not every day gonna be having the best day. Oh, yes, I'm gonna have stevia only. Oh, yes, I'm only gonna have brown sugar. Oh, yes, I'm not gonna take sugar for a whole month. Well, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna put that pressure on me because it doesn't work. With me, it just does not work. It's fine if I lose it in the slow pace. I would accept that, but I would not stress myself to that level that I would just break down, because that has happened to me before, and it's not a glory story for me. So yeah, that was my journey, guys. I know this is going to be such a freaking long video, but so how to lose weight. Like, this is a common question, isn't it? How to lose weight in PCOS. And to be honest, it's going to be a journey. If you have somebody who can guide you, a good doctor next to you, and a good dietitian who can help you with the diet, please do go to him or her. But the certain things that I will tell you that I have done. So I said I have cut down on sugar, not completely, but I used to take, I think, about 3 teaspoons before in my chai. Now I take 1.5. It's gone down that much. And throughout the day, I would have green tea or something like that. I would not have more insulin spike with sugar. Until unless it's my cheat day, then I would feel like having an ice cream or something. Otherwise, no, I would not do it. Have more greeny, leafy vegetables. I have cut down on my processed foods a lot, like a lot. When I say a lot, means a lot. I've cut down on processed food. I've cut down on my snacking. I used to love crisps. I have cut that down. I don't remember the last time I had crisps. Actually, I had it last week, sorry. But before that, like, I would have it like once in 2 weeks or something, and I would have like 2 or 3 crisps, and that's it. But before that, I'd be like, whole packet. No, I don't do that anymore. The other thing, cut down snacking. Have nuts, but don't have too much as well. Otherwise, it's not good for you. I'm trying to have more walnuts because walnuts good for your brain as well. Exercise. So if you're a beginner, I would say start with walking. Just walk, like a brisk walk, 20-minute walk, Then you can make it up to 30-minute walk. Just get your body moving, okay? You can start off with simple exercises that are there. If you look at Chloe Ting's workout, the reason I'm talking about Chloe Ting is because I have done her workouts and I've also done Lucy's one. Lucy's one is also great. I'll leave her YouTube channel down below as well. She has a PCOS friendly workout, and that's like 7-minute workout that I used to do. So if you don't have much time, just do that 7.5-minute workout and also do the walking exercise and control on your diet and see if it makes a difference. Just try it. With Chloe Ting, it's quite like full on. I'm trying to do weight training as well, and skipping is something I've heard. Skipping is really good, especially if you are bigger from the bottom part, like I am. You can try skipping. I'm gonna try and invest in skipping ropes and try that. I'm a bit worried about my ceiling, and I'm a very clumsy person, so I'm gonna try it. In terms of food, eat more vegetables, cut down on dairy. Like when I say cut down on dairy, there was a time when I tried almond milk tea 3 times, guys. Almond milk chai. I was like, if I can give it up, I'll give it up. But I just could not like it. So if you can do it, you can. But for me, it didn't work. Soya milk is not really good for my body, so I try and avoid soya milk. That I'm following Skinny Recipes YouTube channel. I'm religiously, following that channel, and I'm so thankful to Nisha Auntie. I like to call her Nisha Auntie because of her. I get to know a bit more about thyroid-friendly products, like thyroid-friendly food that I can eat, and also like PCOS-friendly foods as well. And we need to get like the right iron, right fat, like right vitamins, all of that. You need to get that all right. If you do it over, that's when the problem is. In the morning, like once I wake up, the first thing I would have is apple cider vinegar. So initially I was having hot water with lemon, which is great as well. But then I kind of change it to apple cider vinegar with hot water, turmeric, black pepper, and I add a bit of Moringa powder. I know in India you can get them easily, but I'm not sure in UK where you can get them. I'm sure you can get them in Indian places, but if you want it in a powder form, Holland and Barrett sells it. I can leave the link down below if I remember all this, which I need to remember all this. The Chloe Ting's workout, guys, please don't be disappointed if you can't finish the 10-minute workout. It took me a long time to build my stamina. I've been doing Chloe Ting's workout for like 3 months nearly, and I still sometimes cannot finish that 10-minute video just in one go. If I'm too tired, I have to pause it, especially when I have 3 or 4 videos in that one day. It is a struggle, but it's fine. Just keep on going. And she has like low impact version as well, so if you can't do, there are certain workouts I cannot do, like certain exercises I cannot do. So she has a low impact version of it, which that's what I then do it. That's what I concentrate on. So that's that. Can you reverse the PCOS? I actually don't have an answer to it because I haven't done it. So I can't say. As I said, I'm happy with my holistic approach with homeopathy and it's working for me. So I'm going to continue with that. But if you have done it, if you can do it, great. I know there are videos on YouTube where they say they have done it, so you can research. Intermittent fasting, like how is my intermittent fasting working? How does it work? So intermittent fasting is that concept I've come across in the last 6 months or so. Initially it was a struggle for me because I would have dinner around after work. So by the time I get home, 7:30, and I would cook, so it will still be dinner around 8:30 or so. And then the next morning, I would just, before going to work, I would have my tea and then go to work. Or I would have like some kind of breakfast. So it was happening like 10 hours in between. I would have like another meal. But then I realized now because of the lockdown, it's actually a great opportunity that I can cook my dinner early. So I try and have my dinner by 6:37. It doesn't happen every day, but I try and have my dinner 6:37, and then the next day I would eat around 10:30, sometimes 11:30. So that's when I would have my breakfast. It would be more like a brunch than a breakfast. I would have like a proper heavy breakfast, and then around, if I'm having my breakfast around 10:30 or 11, I exercise around 2 o'clock. So 2 to 3 is like my exercise time. And then again, I would have my dinner, and in between that, I would snack on either fruit, or I would have some dry fruits. I wouldn't have anything else. Like I wouldn't have a heavy lunch because I already had a heavy breakfast, if that makes sense. And with the dinner, I would keep it very light because I'm vegetarian. Like I would have either dal or something with bajra, jawar, or something like that. I have cut down wheat flour a lot, plain flour, yes. So I've cut all of that down. I try and just have more, uh, jawar, as it say, I don't know the English name for it, more ragi flour, more of bajra flour. Like I would have those flour more. Also, it keeps me filling and it gives me more energy. That's why I have it. Like rice, I've cut down on rice. I don't have rice, like very less. I have couscous instead. I have more vegetables. I like stir fry vegetables with like kidney beans or chickpeas or any beans at all. So I like those kind of like I combine my meal. I like something new. Um, okay, so that's that. So my intermittent fasting goes 14 hours at least, and some days I would have like 16 hours of fast. You can do it if you put your mind to it. Just like once you had your dinner, if you crave anything, just have green tea, have hot water. Oh yeah, another thing I do is I try not to have cold water. Like I think my habit of not having cold water is gone for a long time. Maybe because in UK it's already cold and I just don't like it. So I tend to have warm water. 2 or 3 people ask me this question, like the motivation to keep going. Like how do I get the motivation to keep on going and not sink in? And it's a very good question because it's very difficult for girls with PCOS to keep on going because you don't see the instant results like normally normal girls would without PCOS, and we get demotivated by it, and it's completely understandable. But we can do this. Just I found that mindset is very, very important. You know, really drill into your mind that I can do this, drill into your mind baby steps, drill into your mind positive attitude. I'm going to eat the right food. If you're craving for a sweet or something, just think about it. Is that going to do good to you or bad to you? You know that food is very, very bad for you, right? Cheat days, when I say on my cheat days I would have that piece of cake, I'm treating myself because the whole week I've been good, okay? So this is how you can save it. Mindset is very, very, very important, and follow like follow other channels, YouTuber. Find that motivation. I'm thinking of creating now a community. I think that would be a great, great thing because then we can all motivate each other because um, you'll find that you're not alone. So when I uploaded a video, that's when I realized that I knew that PCOS exists in other girls. I knew all about it, but I did not expect that how closely it goes, and that people are really looking for knowledge, and people want to know more about it. I did not know this before, and I want to have that community where we can really support each other and help each other. So let's really do that. But yeah, really, mindset is very important. And with the mindset, I think one of the thing that I'm really trying to do is I'm trying to love myself more. Like they all, I've always been told I'm very fussy. I'm very fussy when it comes to food, and I always thought it of as a negative. That's a very negative thing about me. That, oh, why am I so fussy? Like people can have all the food they want, but why am I so like this, right? But recently I found out that do not change that, because the reason I'm fussy with my food is because I'm thinking about my health, right? So I'm not going into that circle of people pleasing, or like trying to please that person, thinking that, oh yeah, I'm not fussy so I'll just eat that. No, do not do that. You are trying to protect your health from not eating that food, or from not eating that piece of cake, or from not eating that mithai, you know, because you know how damaging it is for your body, right? So this is something I have been trying to really do it more consciously. Like, I'll tell you, the other day, what happened was, yeah, all of my cousins were having chips and cheesy chips, you know, and with jalapeno, the fire fries. Really good, really tempting, but I already had my dinner by 6:37, and they were having it at 9 o'clock in the night. And they're like, no, come on, Dimple, have it, and you know, it's fine, you know. I controlled myself. I was like, no, it was very tempting. The reward I felt afterwards was good, that I was like, mate, I can't control it. So it's really about your mindset. If you really want to control your mind to not have that food, you can do it. Have a glass of water. Trust me, have that glass of water, or make that green tea. You will be fine. Another thing is, yeah, don't let this whole PCOS journey affect you to that point. That, you know, don't get depressed about it. Like, I know it's not easy. I know it's just a hormonal issue, guys. You know, it's just a hormonal issue, and we can fix it. We just need to be controlling our body and what we're eating, and that's it. Okay. Yeah. Last thing I wanted to kind of say is, everybody is different. Like, what worked for me might not work for you, so do your own research. I've tried so many things, guys, and I feel like the one that I'm doing right now, it's kind of working for me. It's a slow progress, but it's fine. I'm happy with it. I'm working on it step by step. I'm just human, like we all are human, and you know, it's fine. I just think it's fine. I don't want to stress about it too much, because that did not help me at all. And with stress, I just put on more weight. So don't do it. Just don't do it. It's just at loss. Um, and if you need to take a rest one day with the exercise, take it. Take a chill pill. Like, I don't think I can work out 7 days a week. Don't exaggerate yourself too much with workouts, otherwise you're gonna be like burned out, and there's no point. Yeah, I think I've talked a lot. I think this video is going to be really long, but I really hope that it helps you. And maybe if you want something specific to like skincare routine, because I had some acne and blemishes, I'm really careful with my skincare. If you want to look into that, like if you want to ask me those kind of questions, I can do another video about it. Or what else? I think that's it. Okay, guys, thank you for so much for watching. I really hope it helps, like just looking at my journey. And you know, just I just want to say, like, we all are very special. Okay, love yourself. Like, seriously, um start loving yourself, you know, and you will automatically start taking action. And it's all about the mindset. Always remember, it's all about the mindset. So yeah, thanks, guys. Okay, I'm gonna go. Bye.